Go ahead and get started here. We're at 6-6, and I'm going to call this B because it's the second part of this lesson. Perpendicular lines. Perpendicular lines. And I hope you guys understand what perpendicular lines are, but it's a little hard for people to even say that word. So can we all say that word real quick? Perpendicular lines. All right. Or perpendicular. All right. The definition is actually very simple. We're going to call it two lines that intersect and we're just say at right angles, which are your 90-degree angles. So this is a geometric term, but we can use algebra to apply some of its concepts. So two lines that intersect at right angles. And an example would be on a coordinate plane would be, if you have your coordinate plane here, I'm going to draw a line. So there's one line, and then to draw a perpendicular line, and it could be, there are actually an infinite number of perpendicular lines, but I'm just going to show that one. And if they form right angles, these two lines are perpendicular. All right, the geometric symbol for perpendicular is this. Yep, the axes are perpendicular to each other. Yes, which Wyatt, thank you for reading that definition. There's a key part to it that's going to apply to a certain problem on your homework. That's going to be vertical lines and horizontal lines are always going to be, when you put them together, they're always going to be
intersecting.
And what kind of lines are they going to be?
Right angles.
They're going to intersect at right angles, which means they're going to be perpendicular. So horizontal and vertical lines are perpendicular to one another. Does that make sense? If you have any horizontal and any vertical, they're going to be perpendicular. Yes?
So doesn't that make 4 right angles?
Yeah, and that's why I put at right angles. Yeah, because you have 4 angles there. Yeah.
So you only do the square on one?
Yeah. That we're going to talk about that in just a moment. That's an interesting one. All right. Here, I need you to get this note down. It's the most important thing. What do you know about the slopes of parallel lines? You guys remember that? Parallel lines have the blank slope. Same slope. You guys remember that? It's parallel lines. There's a relationship between perpendicular line slopes, and it's not that they're the same. Let's look at these two lines real quick. The slope and the slope, how are they related? Just by looking at them. Good. Opposite, one's positive, one's negative. Do you see how this line has a negative slope?
Yeah.
And this line has a positive slope, right? So perpendicular lines, unless they're vertical and horizontal, are always going to have opposite slopes, like opposite sine slopes. But there's something else that's that you can relate the two slopes with, and it's a key term that I'm going to give you in just a moment. Anyone else want to take a guess? They have opposite slopes and?
They inverse slope.
Very good. You're very close. I'm going to call this the slopes are negative reciprocals. And we'll go over that in just a moment, but you basically got it, James, of each other. The slopes are negative reciprocals of each other. So the key term is negative reciprocals. All right, I'm going to use that example. I'm making this up, okay, but just to illustrate the point. This line, I'm going to call it line A, and this line, I'm going to call it line B, okay, A and B. All right, the slope of line A, so the slope of line A, so that's a subscript. That looks almost like a Q. I'm going to say it's going to be, let's go with negative 2. Okay? The slope of line A is -2. Okay, that means I automatically know what the slope of line B is. Okay, the slope of line B is going to be positive 1/2. Positive 1/2, automatically.
Oh, reciprocal.
Oh, it's negative and reciprocal. Oh, okay.
Okay, so how about this? Are they opposite? Do they have opposite signs?
Yes.
One's negative, one's positive. And then 2, isn't that really 2 over 1? And so what's the slope of its what's the reciprocal of that? 1/2. So 2 over 1 and 1/2 reciprocals of one another. And that note that we wrote, does anyone know what negative 2 times 1/2 is? Go.
Negative 1.
Negative 1. That's why when you have two slopes that are negative reciprocals of one another, when you multiply them together, you're going to get negative 1. And I'll show you that more and more as we go. Okay, let's look at example 5 to see how this actually applies. Example 5, so I think that is on page 365. Thank you. Benson, can you read example 5, the bold type, please?
Yes, sir. Write the slope-intercept form of an equation that passes through 8, -2. It is perpendicular to the graph of 5x minus 3y equals.
Okay, so they give us a few pieces of info there. They want our answer to look, or to have the form of slope-intercept. Intercept. And does anyone remember slope-intercept form, the general form? Eli? Y equals mx plus b. By the way, your test is coming up on Thursday, and that is one of the forms you have to memorize. On the quiz, overall, a lot of you did well, but some of us are mixing up the different forms, so that threw off your answers, and you'll see how you did on that. But slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. What does m stand for? Slope. What does b stand for? Y-intercept. So that should be automatic. Once I have this general form, slope, y-intercept. That's quick. All right, that's what I want my answer to look like. But they give me a given line. What's the given line's equation? What's the given line's equation? Wyatt? So that's a point, and the given line is 5x minus 3y equals 7. So it's the equation they give us. Why do they call it the given line? Because they gave it to us, or it has been given to you. That's the given line. So if you give me this as your answer, even if it's in slope-intercept form, like, okay, thank you for rewriting it, but I want another line. By the way, how many lines do you need to show perpendicular? 2 lines. Do I already have one of them? Great, but I need the second one. I need that second one. Pause. All right, how about this? Find the slope of that given line. That's the first step. Hello? Hi. I can. Bye. Yes. All right. They give us a point. 8, -2. So that's another piece of info I need. But what's your slope on the given line? Give me the slope. Eli. Okay, Eli did the first step, which was to find the slope of the given line. That's what you want to do. Find the slope of the given line. The line they gave you, I need that slope. And Eli said it was positive 5/3. Thank you. How in the world did you get that? Many methods, many correct.
The 5 and 5x made that negative, and then I took the -3 and put that over -5 and opposite.
Okay, and I can't talk about it because it was on your quiz, but he's using standard form to get into slope. So -5 over -3 is what? 5/3. So it's that m equals -a over b. So that's how I got that slope. Good. Now that's the slope of the given line. Is the slope of the given line the same as the slope of the line I want?
No, there's
What?
The negative reciprocal.
Okay, that's your second step. Get the negative reciprocal of that slope. So fine, and it's longer to write the instructions than it is to actually do that step. Find the negative reciprocal, and I'll get your question in just a moment, Benson, sorry. Find the negative reciprocal of the given slope. All right, what is the negative reciprocal of 5/3? Negative, is that what you want to give me, or you have a question?
I have a question too.
Okay, so negative 3/5. I'm going to circle that. Go ahead.
When you were doing the intercept form and you said y is 8, I understand that, but what would y be?
This y here?
Yes.
This x and this y are the infinite number of x and y coordinates that will be on that line. So I'm going to show you that in just a little bit, like what it can be in one instance. But technically, x and y are an infinite number of ordered pairs that you can put in there. There's only one slope and there's only one y-intercept, but these are infinite. Yeah, I'll show you in just a moment, because I think I get your question, but I'm going to see if I can explain it with the problem itself. Are you guys okay with step 2?
I guess.
Negative reciprocal. By the way, what's 5/3 times negative 3/5? Go. -1. That's how I know that they're negative reciprocals, is when you multiply them together, you get -1, which is what I wanted. All right. Step 3. You got y equals mx plus b form. Does anyone know what my m is in my line, the line I want to get? Negative 3/5. So I got y equals negative 3/5 x plus b. All I need is b in this problem. That's all I need left to get this answer. I need what b is, but how do I figure that out? Okay, this goes to your question. And Lizzie, what was that ordered pair, please? 8, -2. All right, how many ordered pairs are on the line I want? How many actual ordered pairs are there? Infinite number. How many did they give me? They gave me 1. So I'm going to put this in for the x and y values, and then it's going to help me to solve for b. But there could have been an infinite number of these they could have given me, but they're just picking 1. So this is what I'm going to do. Instead of y, what should I put? Instead of x, what should I put? All right, so -2 is equal to negative 3/5 times 8 plus b. Can I solve for b? Is that possible now? Yes. Solve for b. Sorry about my board. I get this. -2 is equal to negative 24/5 plus b. And then what I do to both sides? It's okay. Add 24/5. That gets that canceled out, which is good. But can I just combine these two as they are? Can I just like -2 and 24/5? No. I'm going to get a common denominator, which is what? 5. So I'm going to multiply this by 5/5. I get -10/5. They're equal to one another. So what's -10/5 plus 24/5? Yay, I got 14/5 equals B. Yes.
You have to do it in point slope-intercept, sorry.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Okay, so now I got to put it back into my equation. So where does 14/5 go? It goes in for B. So can somebody, with their notes, give me what their final, and this is step 4, by the way. Write it in slope-intercept form. What's the final answer for the for the equation in slope-intercept form that is perpendicular to the given line? So y equals?
Negative 3/5 x plus 14/5.
That's the equation of the perpendicular line. This is what happened on the parallel lines. So I'm going back to Thursday's assignment. A lot of you could find the slope of the given line, which was good. You could find it. You knew what it was. The hard part was like, then what do I do, Mr. A? You have to find the other y-intercept. So let me ask you this question here. And it's a general question, and there are exceptions, but generally, if you have a given line, you're going to use the slope of the given line, right? Whether it's parallel or perpendicular. But then are your two lines going to have the same y-intercept? No. Are the two lines going to have the same y-intercept? For the most part, no. So that's why I'm always having to find what B is, and we did it here, and then we put it back in. So let me ask, this line and the given line, do they have negative reciprocal slopes? Yes. Do they have different y-intercepts? Yes. Fine, you're good. You're pretty much good. Please don't just rewrite me the given lines equation, because that's not all I wanted. Yes, ma'am?
If they have the same y-intercept, does that just mean they're like crossing on the same
Yes. If they, they're perpendicular lines, and that point where they intersect is on the y-axis, then they should have the same intercept. But thankfully, I won't try to trick you with those. Yep. Or wait, did I say I won't do it? Huh. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I will.
So basically, the problems will ask you for the opposite in some way.
The negative reciprocal, which is like opposite, but then also the reciprocal. Yep.
I have a question.
Yep.
So you have the y, or the first slope, or the first,
The given line slope?
yes, given line slope, y equals y thirds x minus 7 thirds. Well, couldn't you just, I know that if you turn it around, it doesn't work on the end. It works for the slope.
But not for the y-intercept.
Why not?
Because the y-intercept can be anywhere.
Oh, yeah.
The slope is what you're talking about, that ratio, but not the y-intercept.
Yeah.
That's the only thing you can use. Yep. All right. Good question, because I got that last class period too, so it's good. All right. No, you're good. Number 14 on page 366. Number 14 on page 366. All right. So someone give me the instructions on number 14. Ellie.
Okay. Write an equation in slope-intercept form of the line that passes through the given point and is perpendicular to the graph of each equation.
Okay. So they give me a point. They give me 8, 5. And they give me a given line equation, which is 7x plus 4y equals 23. Okay. I need an equation in what form? Slope-intercept form of a line that is perpendicular to this line. Okay. Well, that given line, do I know the slope? Not yet, but can I figure it out? What's the slope right here? What form is this in, by the way? Standard. So does anyone know how to get it just by looking at it? Eli knows. Benson, hey, James? Do you know how to do it?
Is it 7 fourths?
Very close.
Negative 7.
-7/4. That's the slope of this given line. Okay? It's negative a over b. Negative a over b. If you don't know how to do that, like if you're like, I don't know how to do that, I don't get that, what's another way you can find the slope of this line? There is another way, or actually many ways. You can get it into...
Subtract 7x and divide by 7.
Yep, you're going to solve for y. And then you would get it in slope-intercept form, and you would get negative 7/4. Regardless, you'll get it. I hope you guys can do it this way, though. This is good. Okay, is that the slope I'm going to use? That's what I want, right? That's what I'm going to use? No, I need to get the blank blank of that. What's the negative reciprocal of negative 7/4? Positive 4/7. So y equals 4/7 x plus b. That's what my equation is going to look like. And all I need to find is b. So, how do I find b, Margot? Yeah, how do I find b?
I know this. I just haven't been here.
That's okay.
I don't know.
Glad to have you back.
Okay, you just have to do it.
Yes. And how do we do that? Benton.
Plug in the x and y.
So I'm going to put in x and y. I'm going to replace x and y with 8 and 5. So 5 equals 4/7 times 8 plus b. I interpreted that. I got it. Yes, sir?
Couldn't b also be y minus 4/7 x?
Sorry, say that again?
Couldn't b also be y minus 4/7 x?
That's okay. You guys get the gist of it. Homework's on Sycamore. It's on there.
I don't have access to Sycamore.
Come back to me and I'll have it written up here.
Wait, can you start quizzes?
I can give it, like, when you come back for your last hour, I'll have it sitting on a desk. Sorry, guys. Thank you.
You're not leaving. What are you doing?
Can I leave my backpack?
I'm planning the concert.
What day it's on?
Wait, what?
Okay. Sorry about that.
Plane control goes to cluster.
What do we get here? 5 equals 32/7 plus b. So I don't mind waiting like I told you. And they probably don't mind it anymore either because they're gone. Okay?
Bye, guys.
All right, so what do I do to solve for b?
I feel so loaded.
It's you subtract 32.
So I have maybe half of you with me still. Okay, good. Sorry, why? Yep, 32/7. Subtract 32/7 from both sides. All right, can I just subtract these like they are? Nope. What's the common denominator? 7. Change this into 35/7. 35/7 minus 32/7 is 3/7. And that's equal to b. So what's the equation, the final answer, y equals mx plus b form? Benton.
Y equals 4/7 x plus 3/7.
Yeah, that's your equation. That's it right there. Yes, sir? Oh, your question. I'm sorry, Taylor. We got cut off. So you said why can't it just be b equal negative 4/7 x? Or
Why can't the answer be y equals 4/7 x plus the quantity y minus 4/7 x?
it could be, but then that's not simplified. And if I'm reading it correctly, I'd have to look at what you were saying, but it's not simplified. Make it simple. All right, so here's your answer there. Y equals 4/7 x plus 3/7. You guys okay with that? Okay. I'm going to give you one more type of problem, and I'm going to give you a little bit of a quiz. Ready? All right, Vivian. Parallel lines have the blank slope. Same slope. Good. Riley. Perpendicular lines have the blank slopes. Well, I should say, that's okay. Perpendicular lines have blank slopes. Yep, negative reciprocal slopes. The end. You guys good with that?
Yeah.
Okay, quiz time.
Oh.
Number 18. All of you, do it.
Wait, is this an actual quiz?
Well, it's a pop quiz. Not really a quiz. It's pop. But take it like a quiz. You got to get this right.
Oh, what?
Number 18. No pressure. You just have to. Yeah. Number 18. Read the instructions. If you don't know what they mean, read them again. If you still don't know what to do, read it a third time. And if you still don't know, read it faster. That might help. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Just read it. Read the instructions.
Yeah, but how are we supposed to do that?
Man, I wish there was some way to figure out from those two equations how you determine if they're parallel, perpendicular, or... Oh, there you go. Look at the slopes.
You gotta solve it a little bit.
Yeah, some of them, they're not clear, so you got to figure it out.
Wait.
18. 18. Just 18. Just give me 18. Some of you are on it. Some of you are still thinking about it. It's okay. But your answer is going to be either parallel, perpendicular, or neither. The way you figure that out is you look at those slopes. Mr. A, one of them doesn't have a slope. Figure it out. Find the slope. There you go. So this is a little pop quiz. Does it? In this case, will it matter if you get like? Just go for it. Go for it. Pretend it's a grade.
The greatest answer is 0 or a 100.
No pressure.
He's pretending it's a quiz, so we do best.
There. Look. Imagine that. Thank you, Wyatt. Wyatt's my spokesman. So yeah, just do your best. You'll be fine.
What if I get it wrong?
That's okay. I'll give you another chance.
Okay.
18. What is the slope of the first line? What's the slope of the first line, Riley? -2. How many of you got -2 is the slope of that first line? -2. Because it's in slope-intercept form, it's -2. What is the slope of the second line? Be careful when you answer this. Benton? Yes. Negative, wait.
Wait, how'd you get that? Oh, I thought it was -2.
It's -2, yes. And the reason is, were you looking at it at standard form?
Yes.
On that, but it's switched up. It should be 2x plus y, and then it's -2 over 1. That's okay. No, that they did that on purpose to try to trip people up. So the first line has a slope of -2. The second line has a slope of -2, which means these lines are parallel. They're the same. Even if you didn't get it, how many of you get what to do? Find the slope of both lines. That's all you got to do, and then compare those slopes. How many of you get that? Okay, most of you. Good. Number 22. Don't say it out loud. Don't give any answers. Just do number 22. What kind of lines are these? Perpendicular, parallel, or neither? It's possible. Okay, hold your answers. Find those slopes. See if you can compare them. Okay. Katie, what do you think? Neither? What are the slopes?
For the first one, it'd be 3, and
Okay.
the second one, 5.
Oh, neither. Good. Neither. One slope is 3, one slope is 5. Are those the same? Nope. But are they even negative reciprocals of each other? No, neither. How many of you got neither for 22? Okay. So to find the slopes. Like on 22, it's in slope-intercept form. So the slope is 3.
Can I ask a question? Okay, I'm going to ask a question. So, for neither, it would be 2 different numbers.
Yeah, 2 numbers that are not related in any way. Like we looked at.
For parallel, it's going to be 2 the same numbers.
Same numbers.
For perpendicular, it's going to be
They're going to be
negatives.
They're going to be opposites
Opposite, yeah.
and reciprocal. Yes, because they're going to throw some tricky ones at you. All right, your homework tonight. You guys are ready, I think. Goodbye, Swivl.